Hey everybody, so I thought for a fun video idea I would talk about my entire year of being on dating sites. So, regardless, let's go ahead and discuss it and have fun and kind of just what I learned through a whole year of being on dating apps and stuff like that. One, they don't work. um, I'm sure a lot of people can probably say like, "Oh, but a dating app worked for me," and da 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 da. But did you like actually? If you found a meaningful connection via a dating app, please let me know. Because I just haven't had that experience. They don't work for me, at least. A lot of the problems are that like, you know, you match up with someone, you talk with them for a little bit, either they like ghost you or like they just become not that interesting and you don't feel like talking anymore. But one of the big problems on dating apps is just like straight ghosting. Like, you're gonna be talking to someone and it's like, okay, well, I'm kind of getting to know them. Bam, ghosted. Bam, what? No. Why would you do that? Okay, anyway, that's my own like personal feelings on ghosting. I think it's stupid and like people just need to kind of grow up and be mature. And if they're not that interested in talking to people, they just need to be like, hey, like this isn't going as good as I thought it was going to go, and I'm not really interested in talking. And then also people on the flip side also need to be mature and understand that oh, okay, like I get it. Yeah, like let's not waste time if you're not feeling it or if I'm not feeling it. Like why waste the time? Why don't we just move on, match with someone else and maybe like meet that connection? But that is just an issue with ghosting and in of itself, and I think ghosting is stupid anyway, so I won't go on that entire rant. I won't get on my soapbox for that. I guess if you guys really want to hear that, let me know, and then maybe I can talk about it in a video or something. I don't know. So I also found out that people mostly judge based on like your pictures, like the pictures. And I mean, granted, sure, in actual life, like it's also a first impression, like how you look basis. Like 9 times out of 10, if you see a cute girl versus like a less cute girl, you're gonna go for the cute girl as opposed to like the less cute girl, unless like the less cute girl does something that interests you otherwise. It's just kind of like human nature. Like we are just attracted to more attractive people as opposed to like personnel. I mean, the nice thing about humans is we are like cultured enough, somewhat. That's another soapbox I won't really go on to. But the nice thing is that we are cultured enough that like, you know, even if the person's not like, oh, like the hottest person in the world, like we'll still like want to get to know them and hang out with them and just kind of chill and be like, oh, okay, like I actually really connect with you. We do things more based on just physical attraction. We also do it based on like emotional attraction and personality similarities and stuff like that. However, on dating apps, that seems to not exist. That being said, you will find the occasional person on a dating app that decides to actually read what you put in the profile and like what you put there, but for the most part, it's kind of like they're basing everything off of the pictures you use for sure. And I mean, I'm guilty of it too, for sure. I definitely base things off of pictures a lot, but I also tend to at least read the profile to be like, maybe, I mean, you can have someone that looks good, but like their personality is just basically a dead fish. And then likewise, you can have someone that doesn't look, super hot, but like their personality is like really great. So you mesh in that way. So it's just that. I also found that dating apps that require the woman to make the first move basically never work, like Bumble, for example, basically never works, at least in my experience. And I think that kind of goes with societal norms as far as the United States goes, where men, it's like this double standard of like, you know, we put a lot of stuff on men and we shouldn't, but we do. And so, like, there's just some societal norms that are hard to kill, like, oh, men need to make the first move and blah, blah, blah. If I was a woman, well, and I mean, it's easy to say because I'm a man, but if I was a woman, I would, like, if I was interested in someone, I would just go tell them. But that is not the norm, unfortunately. So that just tends to be the case. And that's that. And then also the last thing is that dating apps really, 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 really want you to pay, and I mean it makes sense. They got to make money, right? But dating apps gate a lot of like useful features behind paywalls, and it's just annoying. So it's just what it is. So my experience for a whole year on dating apps is like I matched with a few people, I met up with a few people, but the problem is that people today just, or at least on dating apps, I can't just make a blanket statement. But people on dating apps don't want to really seem to take the time to like invest in someone if they don't immediately feel sparks or bam. I don't know, something like I use bam a lot today in this video, and I don't know why. But the thing I noticed with people on dating apps is because there's always this idea that you always have another option. People tend to not want to invest time on people they don't think are worth the time. And I mean, there's something to be said about that as well. But like people, if it seems like with dating apps, it kind of puts up this unrealistic expectation that like, oh, well, there's got to be a perfect match for me or something like that, instead of like realizing that two people together putting work on anything make it a perfect match, and not just like people just aren't immediately a perfect match. Most often like people who get into relationships will have to work on stuff to be that quote unquote perfect match. So for me, I wouldn't recommend dating apps. Personally, I think there's a lot of value in meeting someone in person versus like a dating app. So that is my opinion. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced a good or a bad situation from a dating app, and I would love to hear it in the comments, honestly. And that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys later, and goodbye.